Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we are going to film a little video I've wanted to do for a while. If many of you don't know me, I like to have not deep conversations, but I like to have very thoughtful conversations with people in general. It's just who I am as a person, so I thought I'd bring it to the channel in general. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to just go through a list of questions. I just looked up like 200 deep questions, whatever it is. And we're just going to pick 5 or 6. We're going to run through them. This is my little sister, Penelope. She just wanted to be in the video for a bit. So if she wants to answer, she can answer, but it'll probably just be me. All right, I guess let's go with the first one. What's your philosophy in life? What's my philosophy in life? What is your philosophy in life? Do you know?
No.
Do you know what a philosophy is?
No.
So a philosophy is like, how do you live your life?
Okay.
Okay, how do you live your life?
I don't know.
Do you live your life to be happy? Do you live your life to have fun?
Fun.
Fun?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, obviously that's her answer, but getting a little deeper into the whole subject, how I live my life in general. So recently, it usually switches, but recently I've been going into a philosophy of, it's going to sound like cheesy, but I guess it's kind of living every day like it's your last, you know? That whole mentality that you might not be here tomorrow, so do everything you can right now. And another thing is like trying to stay present in the moment at all times. I feel that many people get anxiety, stress, and they live these uncomfortable lives just in general because they're not living in the now. They're living sometime in the future, sometime in the past, and they're not really absorbing everything that's happening right in this moment. And I think that it affects other things in life, so it makes you uncomfortable. That same thing I've been doing for Lent, where I've been trying to make myself as uncomfortable as possible so that I can later feel comfortable in those situations. It's that mentality, it's that in which I run my life off. Pretty much just trying to be the happiest, most productive person I possibly can while living in the moment right now. I guess we're jumping into insecurities right now. What's the one thing you would like to change about yourself? You got an answer?
I don't really have an answer.
If you had to change one thing about your life, what would you change?
I don't know. Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
I'll go into a physical and a mental one. Physical, I'd probably rather have a smaller nose, and I probably wish I didn't get freaking razor burn every 2 seconds on my legs. Those are my physical ones, but my mental ones are, I think that a lot of the times whenever I'm dealing with an issue, I get very impatient with others. So like, if there's a problem going on with work or with personal life or whatever, I want it to be figured out now. Like, I am not patient when it comes to figuring out issues, and I think that's my biggest problem. I always want everything to happen in this moment, but I know it doesn't work that way, and I have to constantly tell myself that. But I guess the biggest thing I'd want to change is my mentality about needing everything to happen right this moment, because realistically, anything big that's going to happen in my life will take years. But yeah. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? Do you know what an introvert is?
No.
Okay, so an introvert is someone who is very to themselves. Like they like to be in a room alone. They like to just be like by themselves all day, you know? An extrovert is someone who likes to go out and talk to people, who likes to always be around others. So which one are you?
Extrovert.
You're an extrovert? Okay, cool. I guess it runs in the family. I think I am very extroverted when it comes to just making friends in general. I've never been shy when it comes to making friends. Like, I've always been pretty open about who I am and what I do. aka YouTube in general, but I think that there's been moments in my life where I've been introverted. I know there was a time when I was a teen, and sometimes during high school I became like pretty introverted, but yeah, I just, those times I was more based on insecurities than it was my actual like mindset of meeting others. Like I think in those moments I was just insecure about the individual I was, which made me an introvert. What were the best and worst phases in your life? The best, worst and best phase?
No.
What were the worst and best times of your life? Do you have one?
No.
You don't have one? I think the best phase I've ever been in my life is honestly right now. Like I think my life is in the best time it's ever been in right now. I'm working, I'm creating new businesses, I'm doing YouTube, I'm like going to school. Everything's just going well. I got my family here. Things going well in my social life. So like I think that my best phase is definitely now. Obviously I think I've had great phases in my life, but I think now is the best time I've ever had. The worst phase, oof. So 13, I was a very insecure child. I just like stayed home all the time. I never went to school. All my teachers hated me. I barely had a social life at that point. I just started getting into fights with people because I was just so angry. Just all these like little things. I was just unhappy as a person, and I just never expanded outside my boundaries. And I think that was definitely the worst phase of my life, because I think that when you're mentally not there, like you're mentally just not right. Like I'm not gonna say that my physical things weren't going well for me. Like my parents were making good money. I was in a great house. I could have good food on the table every day, but it was my mentality that was just so messed up in general.
I probably have one that was my worst, but it's kind of funny at one point. So I was sick, and every time I threw up. So mommy, she brought a bucket in the car in case I threw up, but we couldn't bring it because we were going. For some reason, I came with her to CVS, but at the self-checkout, I threw up straight on the floor.
You threw up on the floor?
Yes, on the carpet.
It's disgusting. Is what you're doing now what you always wanted to do growing up?
No.
You're 7 years old. You can't answer this question. You're not even grown up. Let's just say I'm in the act of doing something that I've always wanted to do since I was a grown up. Like being a fashion designer was definitely one of them, but that's not even what I'm talking about. The other thing's coming soon, so that'll be fun. Last one. What makes you feel accomplished? Everyone's different. I think that a lot of people value recognition, and to be honest, I do too. I think that's a huge one for me on what like makes me feel accomplished. It's hard to say, but usually this thing I do is I set a number in my head, and if I don't reach that number, I usually don't feel as accomplished. It's like reaching a certain number is like what really makes me accomplished in general. So if I say I want to sell 100 shirts and I sell 105, then I'll be ecstatic. But if I sell 99, it's just like, there's that part of me that just doesn't feel accomplished. Also, it's really weird, but like recognition from my parents, it's very rare. I'm not gonna say it's rare, but I have two very successful parents. They've both made the Inc. 5000 multiple times, so props to them. However, it is very hard to get compliments from them in general because what they have accomplished. Not gonna say they don't accomplish me. My mom's always not accomplish me. Not gonna say they don't compliment me, but it's hard. It's hard to get that, but you will probably realize that later in life. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do this. I think I'm gonna do this weekly. So I think every Monday or Sunday, I'm going to post a video that's just getting deeper with you guys, letting you guys know a little bit more about me every week, and kind of just opening up. Maybe I'll have someone new on every week. I don't know how I'll do this, but for now, that is it. Do the outro. Do you know what I say? You don't even watch my videos, you rude person. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and do what you want to do. And that's a wrap.